Greetings and welcome to my week's end ramblings, which is actually happening on Saturday morning. After last week's debacle and not managing to get it recorded until sometime late on Tuesday, this is a much better attempt today. So let's go back to last Sunday. We had our normal Sunday masses, and then after mass, we had an alpha coaching session with Barb Conlon, one of the Catholic or alpha in a Catholic context instructors or personnel who worked with Alpha Australia. Barb is a friend for many years and was able to join us here in the parish. And we had people from about five other parishes who came to join us in the coaching session. Later, I took Barb with me, and she and I had a meal with Father Terry at D'Angelo's. I had hoped to have a meal with Barbara on the Friday night, but fortunately for her, she had a chance to meet the new Archbishop at a dinner. So I was second choice in that case, but we managed on Sunday night. On Monday, I had my normal mass at midday, but before that, I had time with my Nativity small group, and that's always something that I look forward to. After adoration and a communion round, I came home and did a little bit of work before heading off to the cathedral for solemn vespers. I picked up Terry on the way, and we got to the cathedral and celebrated vespers with bishops and clergy from around Australia, as well as a good number of people, parishioners, and friends of Bishop Tony. We also went to the Italian club for a meal afterwards, and I managed to sit with a couple of bishops, men that I've known for many years. Michael Morrissey, the Bishop of Geraldton, who was in Ireland with me on the Marianella program 24 years ago, and Bishop Michael McKenna from Bathurst. On Tuesday morning, it was all systems go to be in the cathedral in time for the installation of Archbishop Tony, and that was a great celebration, followed by a wander down to the Best Western Motel where many of the bishops were staying for a reception following the installation mass. Um, it was a very pleasant occasion, and I noticed in my emails this morning that someone has managed to be able to get a copy of the homily from Tuesday. So I'll read that later and keep that as a memento of a very special occasion. Wednesday was morning mass followed by a liturgy team meeting, and then a lot of work we did on the Jubilee preparation, just all those final little details, crossing T's and dotting I's and making sure things were ready. Partly because, and the other thing we tried to set up was to organise to have some material available for the uh, confirmation program or confirmation celebration, which is coming up in 2 weeks' time. That went very well until I got an email late on Wednesday evening with some recommendations that Bishop Tony wants to have in place for whenever he celebrates confirmation. And while there weren't that many differences, there were some that meant that we might have to go back to the drawing board. So I very cheekily on Thursday morning sent off my liturgy as we had done for previous years, making some allowances for what the Archbishop had asked for. And I got a message back fairly quickly saying, it looks good, thank you. So it just took a little bit of an edge off what was going on. I then sat down and did some more work on my homily for this weekend, my Jubilee homily. And then after lunch, I headed to Snug to catch up with the people at the Snug committee and to look at some of the issues that are facing the Snug community both now and into the future. It was a good meeting, as it always is. And then I came home and did some work in preparation for the Kingborough Ministers group. Instead of meeting at 1:30 is what we normally do on the second Thursday of the month, they were coming at 5:30 with spouses or partners, and we had a time of prayer together and then a shared meal. And some of the wives made the comment saying, we don't do this often enough. Can you do it next year as well? So we'll see what happens. Friday morning, we had our mass for the Feast of the Assumption, and then I did some work on homily preparation, and people were in and out doing some more work on the Jubilee and dotting I's and crossing T's, not just for the parish dinner this Sunday, but also for the celebration on Wednesday night as the anniversary of my ordination, and on Friday for the clergy mass. Later in the afternoon, I headed to town. During the week, I'd got a message to say that some extra assets had been found belonging to the late Father Phil McCormick, and so I had to organise with the lawyer to update the um, probate information, and so I needed to sign off on that. So I did that, and then on Friday night we had the evening mass for the Mass of the Assumption. This morning, after a brief time of prayer, I sat down and started to work out some of the wines that we'll be using for our parish dinner tomorrow. Um, I am fairly confident that I have way too many wines, but that's how it goes. A little bit later, I'll be helping with people setting up, so taking the wine and glasses and everything else over to the school hall, the Sisters of Charity Centre, and then later I'll come back, do a little bit more work on my homily for tonight, just rereading, rewriting, editing, or whatever needs to be done before I'm available for reconciliation and then the evening mass. So I'm looking forward to my Jubilee, which starts this weekend, but I'm also looking forward to next weekend when it's all over and I can sit down and actually get on with some of the work that I need to do, especially getting ready for the celebration of confirmation on the following weekend. So that perhaps gives you a bit of an idea of what happens when you get caught up in something which is called a celebration, and you recognise that in fact celebration, while it isn't wrong, definitely talks about much more than just simply arriving for a party. Hope you have a great weekend, and if you'd kindly remember me in your prayers during these days, and especially on Wednesday, the 20th, which is the actual anniversary of my ordination, I would appreciate any and every prayer that you might offer for me. Take care, and thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time on my Week's End Ramblings.